Good morning, Mo Faithful. I'm Sean Matich. I'm our video content producer here at Motorcycle.com. Every once in a while, they let me out from behind the editing desk and the camera. Today is one of those lucky occasions. Today's a little different. We're not doing a bike review or a shootout per se. We're actually going to the Doffo family vineyard down in Temecula, California. We're going to meet the Doffo family and find out why they're so passionate about motorcycles, racing, and of course, winemaking. So I hope you enjoy this one.
Good to see you.
Something tells me the woman smiling at me with a bottle of wine in her hand at Doffo Winery must be Samantha Dover.
Right. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Just thought we would post up here, have a chat, and drink some wine.
Looks good.
All right.
So what do we have here?
This is our new Moto Doffo Grand Tinto. So this is actually one of our best-selling wines because it's a Zinfandel, people love Zin, and Petit Syrah. This particular one, we did a series of labels with Makoto Endo. He does, it's ink on canvas with a chopstick, and they're obviously the large canvases that then we reduce in size to make it a label, but he came out and did our original label, which was for our first wine release. This is our second one, and he painted it on site, on the patio right there. He spent 2 days on the ground with a chopstick and ink, so super cool. Very cool.
Painted with a chopstick.
Yeah. It's just an artistic take on some great moto labels. There's not too many wines with motorcycles on them, right. So yeah. So we wanted to do something special, but we should try it because it's one of my favorites. Zin Petit Syrah. Salud.
Salud.
My brother's a good winemaker.
Yeah, tell me a little about how your vineyard got started and how your whole family, the Doffo family, got involved with the motorcycling scene here.
Well, our father obviously is instrumental. He's the one who planted this vineyard right in front of us that you see. It's a Cab Syrah vineyard. His idea was to just retire and have a vineyard that he could farm because he loves farming. Originally from Argentina, came out to California in 1975. Our love for motorcycles started really early on. He was a moto head back in the day. The first transportation that they had in their family was a Vicentina, a little bike that we have one hanging on the wall. And and for him, it's an inspiration thing where he loves motorcycles, he loves wrenching, so it just kind of grew from there. He bought the property and he had a heart attack. And so after his surgery, when he was on site making wine and wrenching, it sort of was this draw where people would come in and want to taste wine, and then they'd see the bikes and they were like, what? And he kind of was like, oh, maybe I have something here where I can put bikes on the wall and people will come.
Right.
And it's true, people come, and not only do people come on motorcycles and we don't expect them to buy wine, we just want them to come and admire the collection. So the collection keeps growing. People donate motorcycles to us because they know that Dad's going to restore them, and they're going to probably be on the wall because we don't sell anything other than wine. Dad basically threw us on the track because for him it was a great way to have the family all together. He started with my brother on the go-karts, and they were racing go-karts pretty much. I was already in my teens, so I was kind of off doing my own thing. But it was, powder puff races for the girls, and we would, when they were on the track, and then we always rode motorcycles in Baja, so we were definitely more desert.
Right.
And then it transitioned to track, and then he started building us vintage bikes to race with Arma, and now, now it's like the whole family, and so now we go out to track days, and it's like all four of us, and they laugh because I bring up the rear. I'm the slowest of everybody because I think I'm just a little bit more cautious.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it's fun. It's a great feeling to get off the track, and we all roll into the pits, and it's my sister, my brother, and I, the three of us together, and Dad's there, just huge smile on his face, like, look at this. The original 5 acres planted by my father was 60% Cabernet Sauvignon, 40% Syrah, and you can see we have our grapes coming in, beautiful little clusters happening right here. This is called the cordon, where all the grapes come in. This is what we call our solar panel, so all of our canopy here. In order to produce 40 to 50 clusters of fruit, you need 4 to 5 feet of solar panel. Yeah, essentially. And then a novice like myself the only way you can tell varietal to varietal is by the shape of the leaf. So if we were to walk the vineyard and I pulled a leaf from Cab or Syrah or Malbec, they would all look different, but the fruit would all look the same. So this is our, we branded it Cork and Torque because of the Westways magazine. We were featured for all of the Southern California editions of the AAA magazine, and it used to be our Sippin' Tour, but they named it Cork and Torque, and we were like, oh, bingo. So now we sell these Cork and Torque little wine tours. But our tour, essentially takes us through the vineyard. It's a winemaking, production, and then tasting, where you get a little bit of the history, why we make wine the way we do, and then you get to taste the wine. And it's usually done by a family member, just because obviously we know our story better than anybody else. So this is actually one of my favorite spots. Do you want to hop out?
Yeah.
I'll show you a couple of things up here.
So that's where your father lives now?
No, he lives across the street in the red barn house. Not the barn that you see, but that's his motorcycle shop.
So he lives in the barn house, or
No. Behind the trees, you can see the rooftop of his house. The shop is the barn that you see from here. That is where he does all of his motorcycle restorations.
Wow, this is beautiful. I mean, this is like, if I was gonna imagine, like fantasy, where would you want to live and what would it be like, on a winery in the mountains of Southern California.
Where there's good riding.
Good riding, a barn to restore my bikes, display them, have good food and drinks with my friends.
Absolutely.
Well, cheers to you and your father for building such a beautiful space for the motorcycle community to come together.
Absolutely.
And thank you, viewers, for joining us on this tour of the Doffo Winery. If you're in the Temecula area, and even if you're not, you should probably detour and come down here and check this out, because the bike collection and just the energy and the vibe here is pretty cool. It's genuine motorcycle enthusiasts.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Samantha. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, guys. See you soon.